My name is Angel Ortiz, but most people call me Angelo. I am 58 years of age, but I feel like a husky 40-year-old. I can do a marathon right now if I could, but maybe not a marathon, but I feel very strong about that. I'm originally from Jersey City, New Jersey. I've been living in Buffalo, New York for the last 11 years, and I love it. I did live a small time in Florida for about 7 years, but it's very secluded here where you have a community, you have streets, you have sidewalks, and it's a beautiful experience that you can be here in Buffalo and just greet and meet people. I'm married for the last 16 years. This July, I have one son. His name is Marcos. He's soon to be 14, and this fall he'll be a freshman at Frederick Law Olmsted High School, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, I love my relationship with Marcos. It's you know, being a dad to a teenager now, it's a fulfilling experience. We have a strong relationship. Throughout the years, just watching him grow up is just a meaningful time for me as a father. Now that he's a little older, he's starting to experience more of friendships with his own peers. So that dynamic of being a father to him has changed a little bit, and I appreciate that. That now I have to be a little more creative, more, you know, in terms of creating incentives and challenges in him that we can both be a part of. So I love the times that he just comes up to me and just gives me a nice big bear hug and a kiss on the cheeks. Something I don't even ask for, but it's a great feeling to know that he appreciates his dad. Well, I think fatherhood is very important for many reasons, but the ones that I can think of really is it gives a kid, especially as I see in my own son, confidence and happiness. I mean, it's good to have confidence and be a happy kid these days. Confidence to know that he can attack anything in terms of he puts his mind to. And to be a happy kid is a wonderful thing as well. It bears out in the way they live their lives before individuals, their peers, in relationships. And that's important, I think, for a kid. I think it's also important in terms of education. When there's a dad in somebody's life, they really enjoy school. I mean, the old adage that they want to be proud, they want their dads to be proud, is still true today. It might sound cliche-ish, funny, but there are many times when my son comes up to me and he makes a deliberate choice to come to me to tell me he got 100 on a test. And his eyes just well up with joy. And sometimes he doesn't tell me the 80s that I find out, but I do also bring it to his attention. But the joy for him to know that he enjoys school by the fact that he wants to please his dad. Not only that, but I think an understanding is important as well. Understanding how. A kid needs to see a dad figure in his life or a father figure in his life. Why? My kid needs to see me growing as well. Not only is he growing physically and he can see it in the mirror, but he needs to see me growing as well. When I first got married, I had a black goatee and black hair. Now I have white hair and I have a white goatee. So I think it's important for a child to understand that when there's a dad in his life, that he is going through the stages of life and he's seeing that. And it becomes a testament to him in terms of memory, that he can recall that this is what a dad should be, how a dad should act. And I think it's important also for balance. Balance how? Well, I mean, it's ideal to have two parents. But we know nowadays, because of the divorce rate is so high and relationships break down, that it's very important and critical that at least there's one parent involved. Two, the better. Two is better because now there's a balance. The kid can understand two differences of opinion, two ways of raising the child. The interaction between the parents, you know, the father and the mother, that they can see where's the father figure, where's the authority coming from, who's the compassionate one. So I think that's very critical. But to have one parent, it is tough, but a one parent can be as successful as two with the proper resources in their lives. Yes, so Financial Peace University is a fabulous program. We did it a number of years ago, and it is a program for those that want to get a handle on their finances, want to have an opportunity to know how to handle what debt is. It is the first time that I was smacked in the face with truth that for every $2,000 you have in debit balance on your credit cards, it takes 10 years to get out. So think about that for a moment. So I was able to go through that class and become debt-free after about 2 to 3 years. And we are living the dream, as they say, being debt-free. But that was not always the case. 10 years ago, a little more of a personal story. As I said, I lived in Florida, and because of certain hurricanes that came through the South Florida area, I was in a small business at the time, we got into some financial troubles. And because of those financial troubles, we lost our house due to foreclosure. It was a difficult time in the family. Marcos, my son, was 2 years old at the time, and we had to close shop in our business and walk away from the house. At that point, we found ourselves homeless. My wife, Lydia, who's a native to Buffalo, her family was here in Buffalo, New York. Through some conversations, they asked us if we would just come up to Buffalo and just start over. And so we did. We left, Florida, South Florida, about 11 years ago. We came up to Buffalo, New York, and we started from scratch. For the first year and a half, we lived with our in-laws, and little by little, through the resources that were here in Buffalo, New York, in the community, and finding a good job, we started to climb out of that. But I still did not know what finances were really all about until I discovered Financial Peace University. Once I got a handle of what those teachings were from Dave Ramsey, I implemented those lessons, and in a matter of 2 to 3 years, we became debt-free. We now have a nice apartment. We're looking to purchase a home this coming fall. We have a couple of cars. I've become a facilitator as a co-leader for FPU this last time around, several years ago. Opportunities may happen again in the future with perhaps any opportunities with this program that we're talking about today. But I invite anyone, father, mother, a couple, who would like to know more about how to get a handle on finances and understanding what debt is. This program is indispensable for a family to know what debt is and how to get out of debt. To know that you can have the financial freedom to know that when something financial arises in the family, you're covered. You're covered because you followed the steps outlined in Financial Peace University. I think it's important to start now. If you've been procrastinating to look into any programs to begin to be the father to the children that you want to be, reach out to Nurturing Fathers. Reach out to someone that can give you or help you tap into the resources that are here in Buffalo, New York to become the father that you want to be. And the reason why it's important is, over the course of your life, you're going to have 6, 7, 8 different types of jobs. Okay? You're always going to have a different title when it comes to your career, but you're always going to have one life-lasting position, and that is that you're a dad, that you're a father to someone. And what you do in terms of impacting a life will be your legacy. And so that's why it's important that you reach out now, don't procrastinate, find out those resources, tap into some mentors that will assist you to be where you want to be, and that is be the father that you want to be to your children.